time with JVS. I'm going to be talking to you guys about personal assessments today. So before I get started, I do want you guys to feel free to stop me whenever you need to. You can interrupt as you need to. If I'm moving too fast or you need me to explain something a little bit further, feel free to stop me, okay? Okay. So first things first, I'm going to share my PowerPoint with you. Does everybody see my screen okay?
Yes.
All right, so today we're talking about personal assessments. With personal assessments, we want you guys to be able to define exactly who you are. This quote here reads, "Not only does an enjoyable career make your entire life more enjoyable as well, it also makes you more likely to succeed, since people always tend to do better at the things which they enjoy." This quote is simply saying that if you find something that you like to do and make a job of it, then you'll be more successful in it. Yes, Robin.
Hi, Ms. Tanya, I'm still on your first screen.
Okay, let me see how I can get you back here.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. All right, so that's our quote. Do you guys understand what that quote is saying? If you find something that you like to do and get a job doing that, you'll be more successful in it. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, moving forward. Personal assessments is basically, who are you? You're going to be able to answer that question fairly easily after completing personal assessments. In order to determine, you have to do an evaluation. Look at your character, your qualities, and your skills. Simply put, your personal assessment is a search for self. The reason why we do these personal assessments is so that you are better able to answer the #1 asked interview question. How would you describe yourself? Does anyone want to take a stab at trying to answer this question before we go through this detail? Robin?
Sure.
How would you describe yourself?
I'm hardworking. I have a sense of humor. I like to talk to people.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Robin. So really good. What you did right there was pretty interesting. You gave us 3 sentences about you. The best way to answer that question is with, again, 3 to 4 sentences. You highlight your personal qualities, which you did. And the one thing that Robin did not do was make a connection to the position. You couldn't do that because we didn't give you a sample position, but that's the only piece that you were missing.
I was actually thinking customer service.
Okay, nice. So in order to help you guys break this down a little bit further, you have to think about 3 things. Self-exploration. Think about your interests. I want you guys to think about 3 things you like to do. Yolanda, can you list 2 things that you like to do?
Excuse me, I like to cook and I like to travel.
Cooking and traveling. Tim, just knowing that Yolanda likes to cook and travel, what name one career goal that may be a good fit for her, or one job position that may be a good fit for Yolanda?
Well, if she likes to cook, I would think in a restaurant or a banquet hall might be good.
Very good. Is there any other connections to her interests that you can think of?
I think she said she likes to travel.
Yeah, traveling.
So maybe she could apply for work at an airlines.
Absolutely. So you see how we're making these connections based on your interest. You can move into a successful position just knowing what you like to do. The last statement at the bottom is, imagine doing something you like to do and getting paid to do it. Wouldn't that be great?
Yes.
Absolutely. So that's the goal. Doing something we like to do and getting paid to do it. The next part of this is your self-exploration. This is where you get to live your best life, right? Your lifestyle or work preferences. Most of us don't think about these things until we're too far gone. But you guys are at a good stage right now where you can make some determinations based on your preference to make sure that you're getting into employment that is most suitable for you. Will you work for minimum wage? Do you guys know what minimum wage is right now?
I don't. How much is minimum wage?
Minimum wage is $9.65 an hour here in the state of Michigan. It's the least amount of money that an employer can pay you to work per hour. What are some things that you can do if you don't want minimum wage to make sure that you're eligible for a higher pay beyond high school?
Get better skills.
Skills. Absolutely, Lydia. Thank you. If you have skills, you can list those skills on your resume. That becomes experience. If you have more experience in place and skills and abilities already in place, employers will tend to pay you a little more. Will you work nights? I'm sorry? Okay. Will you work nights or weekends? Is anyone here not a morning person? Who likes to sleep in? Yolanda, have you always taken first hour classes?
Yes, but I am not a night owl, so I cannot take anything after 5 p.m.
Okay, so knowing that, would you entertain a job where you would have to work until 10 p.m.?
Oh, absolutely not.
So these are things you guys need to start thinking about before you go out and put in those applications. How far are you willing to travel? Some people work in Canada and they live in Detroit. What's your preference? Do you want to work in your neighborhood? Do you want to work in a different state? Do you want to work inside or outside? Do you want to live with your parents or in your own house or apartment? This is also going to tie into that wage. Can you afford to live in your own house? Do you want to drive a car? Some of these things are, some of these resources are available to you through MRS if they know that there is a need. So think about 5 lifestyle and or work preferences that you might consider. And the last piece, which Lydia mentioned, is the skills and abilities. We're exploring ourselves. What kind of skills and abilities do we have? What are you performing well? So how many of you guys are doing chores at home? We're all doing something, right? You're
Right.
cleaning, you're cooking, you're babysitting. Are those not employable skills? There are jobs where you can clean. There are jobs for you to cook. There are actually daycares that are hiring people to help babysit. Some of our students are cutting lawn or gardening. Some of us are downloading videos. Some of us are finding secret codes to video games. Does these not sound like very interesting career goals? Some students are developing web pages. They're drawing, writing, painting, and taking care of pets. Let's see here. Lydia, what are 2 skills that you think you do well?
Wow. I clean well and I listen well.
Nice. So taking directions and cleaning. Is there anyone here who can think of a good job that would be a great fit for Lydia, knowing that she likes to clean?
Housekeeping at a hotel.
Housekeeping at a hotel. Thank you, Robin. Now, Lydia, hotels are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you would not want to work on the weekend, would you entertain a job working at a hotel?
No, I wouldn't want to work at a hotel because I wouldn't want to work weekends and I wouldn't want to work overnight.
So this goes back to your lifestyle preference. You see how all of these things are intertwined, your interests, your work and lifestyle preferences, and your skills and abilities? This all goes into defining who you are. And once you define who you are, your personal assessment, you'll be better prepared to answer that number 1 question. So to complete this session, as always, we have what's called a reflection. You guys have to give me some information so that I know that you're paying attention and you're getting the main points here. You can answer this question by video. You can shoot me back a video answering the question. You can send it by text or you can send it through email. Your reflection piece for today is to answer the number 1 question. How would you describe yourself? Pretty straightforward. Now that we've talked about interests, we've talked about work-life preferences, and we've talked about skills and abilities. It should be fairly easy for you guys to answer this question. Is there any questions for me right now?
No questions.
Okay, well, you have your reflection. I am expecting it to be returned within 24 hours. And if there's nothing else here, then I will see you online next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.